the NBA moves happening, Rob G.
Oh, yeah. They happening.
They are. Milwaukee Bucks not sitting around.
Step away from your phone for 2 minutes and you come back. He went where? He signed for what?
Yeah, it was a big shakeup in Milwaukee. On Tuesday morning, ESPN Shams Charania reported that the Milwaukee Bucks would be waiving and stretching Damian Lillard, which means that the $113 million they owe him will now be paid out over 5 seasons, which means for the next 5 years, Milwaukee's going to be paying Dame $22.5 million on their books to not play for them.
But what you don't know, Rob, is $22 million in pistachio nuts. It's not cash, though.
Right. And the reason they did that is because they wanted to take his salary and be able to sign Indiana Pacers center, former Indiana Pacers center, Miles Turner, to a 4-year, $107 million contract, which means when you factor in the cap hold of Damian Lillard plus the new salary for Miles Turner, the Milwaukee Bucks are essentially paying about $50 million a season to replace Damian Lillard with Miles Turner. And here's the kicker. About an hour after this news went public, longtime NBA insider Chris Haynes reported on NBA TV that Giannis was, quote, not pleased by Milwaukee's decision. And according to Haynes, Giannis, quote, just did not like the way it was all handled.
Yeah. See, did you hear what he said? He didn't say, like, I'm not down with this move. The way it was handled, that's so that when you see Damian at a restaurant, it's like, man, I can't believe they did that to you or whatever. Like, if you buying any of this that the Milwaukee Bucks organization is doing something without Giannis knowing, I think you're kidding yourself.
Well, we're on the same page. I told this to Rob G. We talked about the show earlier today. I said, this is Giannis's way to go, see, man, I tried, Milwaukee. I tried, fans. I wasn't going to leave. You know, I was trying to stick around, and, you know, I knew me and Damian Lillard, me and Damian could come back and we could play and we could do this. This is his way of saying, now look, I don't know what they're doing. They're letting Dame go. I didn't know. We're making moves. We signed Miles Turner when we already signed Bobby Portis, so we just signed the same guy twice. And I just think that this is his way of exiting. I think he has been interested in exiting. I think he obviously was wanted to see some moves that they would make before he makes that final decision to ask for a trade fully. And this makes it where it's more palatable, easier to take, spoonful of sugar with the medicine to go down easier for the fans so he can say, hey, I tried, but look at the moves. Even you would be mad if you were me, to the fans. And I think he's seeing also the stuff that's happening around the NBA. He's seeing the Rockets getting better. He's seeing the Nuggets getting better. He's seeing the Hawks getting better. He's seeing some other teams make moves. And I think he's like, I got to get out of here. This is my chance to do so. Because you mentioned it. Listen,
I disagree with you totally. I think you've totally misread this.
Okay. And I think
totally.
I think this is his way of being like,
he has his hands on it. Are you kidding? This is
You're
Milwaukee.
saying get rid of Dame.
Yes. Damian Lillard in Milwaukee was a bust.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. From day one, it never worked. And the whole idea that he's not going to play next year, having him on a team where he's coming back from an injury and not playing, that's not going to help Giannis. The only way that they did this is because, and they're willing to eat all of this money for Giannis. He ain't going nowhere. He signed off on this. This whole idea, I didn't like the way it was handled, that's being nice for Damian Lillard and giving him some respect. He didn't say, what are they doing? Are you kidding me? I wanted Dame to sit on the bench with street clothes next year next to me. Are you kidding? He ain't going nowhere. He never asked for a trade. And now these moves that they've made and gone out to do, his hands are on this. And what I mean by this is he knows what Milwaukee is doing, which is giving him a chance in an Eastern Conference where the Celtics are banged up and have changed their team and basically have punted for a year with Tatum out. And the Pacers are punting, right, with a year out. So you got only the Knicks, basically, Philadelphia, and Milwaukee. And saying, Giannis, we can retool this. And Cleveland. We can retool this. There's a chance here, but we can't sit here and wait on Damian Lillard, who didn't even click with you from day one. When they got Damian Lillard, people were like, oh, my God, this is perfect. Am I right?
No, for sure.
People
this was
went
what they
crazy.
both were looking for.
Right, and it never worked. Damian Lillard in Milwaukee was a brats that fell on the ground, got hair on it, and had no mustard on it. It was gross.
By the way, I just had we had on the news show today, we had some grill dudes come on and grilled up some brats.
Rob, you know what I'm saying? It had hair on it.
Hey, by the way,
it had
who's
rat
hair?
hair on it.
I'm about to say, who's hair? If it's somebody in my house, one of my daughters or my wife, we got to keep eating. We got to keep eating. Now,
With hair on the food you eat?
Yeah, with the family, it's my wife's, but come on. I mean, I'm going to leave that out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess.
You go. I hear what you're saying. The only thing I'm thinking is the moves that they've made, Bobby Portis is a good player for them, so I'm not mad at them re-signing Bobby Portis, but then turning around to me and signing Miles Turner, it's kind of signing the same guy. A stretch four, Bobby Portis does a little bit more of the dirty work.
They said Miles Turner's going to play center for them, right?
Right, but I'm saying you got two bigs, Brook Lopez leaves, and you got another big who stretches the floor. To me, they haven't made moves that make me feel like this is a team we can win with. To me, this is a team
I
that
think
is
this
a
team
fourth,
is better than last year.
This is a 4th, 5th seed. That in the East, again, the East is open in the sense that Boston was the behemoth that we thought was going to repeat this past season or have a great shot to, and then that just all spiraled out, especially now with injuries. But I just think I'm not wowed by the team, and I think for me, I thought this would be an exit point to say, all right, now I can go be where I want to be and have a shot to win it with whomever. Because once you add Giannis to a good to already really good team, now you're over the top.
I don't see that at all.
I thought this would be this opportunity to go join, obviously if we want to say it's the Spurs or something like that, with kind of some teams that could kind of make sense on paper.
But that would have happened during this whole thing because you would need to know what you're doing. Like if Giannis was really going to be moved somewhere, I thought it would have happened by now.
For the other team or for the Bucks?
For the other team. Well,
I mean,
and the Bucks too. If this is going to happen, you're not going to wait till free agency's over and you've allocated money and now somebody's got to give up all these players. I would assume that would be in the mix already.
And that's the thing I think Giannis has the luxury of doing is kind of waiting to see how this goes, because now if he comes out and starts not asking and demanding for a trade, then you kind of force their hand.
That's not even his makeup. That's not his makeup.
So I hear you on that.
And the reports are that he has not asked for a trade.
Right, but what I'm saying, right.
And he could have before.
It's not his makeup to cause a funk. I agree with that, but it's also it's also a point. It's no one's makeup until you finally have had enough. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you're I think
eating that much money when they're basically say, like, seriously, like they could have said, we're Milwaukee. We can't do this. We can't eat 112. We got to wait for him to. Can you hang on another year and wait for him to come?
He wasn't hanging on.
Okay, this is my point, and they're showing action, not just saying, "Oh," like the Celtics just dismantled their team. Mm-hmm. The Pacers are like, we're not paying no luxury tax. We're not going anywhere. Our stars out. Okay, we're not doing that. I get that, and the Bucks are like, the East. Okay, the Knicks are there. We don't know what the Sixers are, right? And you got Cleveland. Okay. Like, it's there to be taken. And let us go retool this. I think I give Milwaukee credit not playing we're the small market, we can't afford. Okay, we can't pay you all out at once. We spread it out, but they're going to give them the money.
And the only pushback I'll have to that, though, and we'll get later in the show on the Dame side of it, but my point would be is in trying to do this, you threw a major alley-oop to Dame. And again, we'll talk a little further about that. But in trying to, if it's trying to facilitate the happiness of Giannis, you threw a huge, to me, the bigger win would be for Dame. And again,
but he can't play.
Right, but
he's null and void in Milwaukee. He can't play.
I'm not arguing. Yeah, I get
you know what I mean. So for
for
Giannis, like having Dame around, like seriously, they did the right thing. He can't play next year. What is the point?
Right, but I'm in this again. We'll talk about it. Then Dame to me is a massive winner in this. We'll talk about that portion a little bit later.
Well, you'll see if anybody wants him. I mean, if he's getting money, so if he takes a minimum or something,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, nobody's going to go sign him to a big contract.
And that's the big thing.
Yeah, but he got his feelings hurt. You can't don't kid yourself. I ain't no way he probably thought that they'd eat that much money.
But that's the thing. We'll talk a little bit more about it.